Well, if you've got 8 machines, you've got 8 lots of inspection, you've got 8 sets of tooling, you've got the operators and the inspectors that are required to manage those machines. With a multi-Swiss, you get that output, again, a big output from a small footprint without having to have all of those people behind you backing it up and monitoring it.
There's not many machine tools that could fit 8 3-meter bar feeders in such a tiny package, but somehow Tornos can. Now, Dave, could you just explain to me how you overcome the complexities with multitasking machining?
Sure, yeah. So with the 826 that we're looking at here, we have 8 spindles with 2 or 3 axis configuration. So the actual programming and the setting of the machine is simple. It's a 2-axis or 3-axis machine, not a 24-axis machine, as an example.
So I guess your operator can split up into their head saying, well, I've run 1 sliding head, I can run 8 sliding heads, I can run 8 in 1 sliding heads,
yeah.
And that makes it a bit easier for them to work with it. So how does this machine actually work? What kind of parts would you want to put on this machine?
Well, the machine can be as simple as complex as you require. So we can have a very basic machine with just turning capability. We can have a driven tool capability for gear hobbing, polygon turning, etc., thread whirling. You can have automation, so you can build it up from very simple. If you've got a range of parts that you make, if you've got a single part that you make and you want to fully automate it, we can do that as well.
So I guess you would sometimes people, if they've got a lot of family parts to make and a lot of volumes, they might buy 8 sliding head machines. Why would they want to buy 1 machine with 8 spindles rather than the flexibility that you get from 8 machines?
Well, if you've got 8 machines, you've got 8 lots of inspection, you've got 8 sets of tooling, you've got the operators and the inspectors that are required to manage those machines. With a multi-Swiss, you get that output, again, a big output from a small footprint without having to have all of those people behind you backing it up and monitoring it. So
yeah, I guess actually if you had a small unit, if you had 2 of these alongside each other, they'd be putting out the same kind of volumes that you get from maybe 15 sliding head machines, which would cost a hell of a lot more in unit space. But let's talk about the design of the machine now. And Brice was talking earlier about the hydrostatic bearings in each of the 8 spindles,
yes,
which allowed you to do hard turning. Now, I had no idea you could do hard turning on such a specialist machine such as this.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think it's testament to the design and the rigidity of the machine itself, because the machine wasn't built to do that. But with development of customers' demands, it's been tested and proven that it's capable of doing that. So.
And what part are you making right now?
So this machine is actually set up to make a medical bone screw from titanium. So we do this in various different lengths, from 20 millimeters up to this, which is 65 millimeters. And normally, like on a sliding headstock machine running bushless, you'd have a restricted length or overall length. On here, it will be the same, but because of the developments that Tornos have done on here with the floating steadies, we're able to produce parts that are much longer. This is 6 or 8 mil diameter material, 65 mil long. So
it's almost 10 times D, really.
Yeah.
So and I guess with these special studies, you can go and support the tool when you're doing these complex thread whirling and thread cutting and machining activities. And I guess what kind of volumes would you want to be looking at if you're going to make a year if you're going to buy one of these machines?
Well, it comes down to the kind of parts that you want to produce. Something like that, you're making probably smaller batches, but it's a family of parts. But really, you're sort of 5,000 upwards is where this starts to be a possibility, So, but it does depend on the individual customer.
So actually, you don't need to have those high volumes of orders to justify one of these machines.
No, because of the setup times are so quick. You would historically a multi-spindle could take you 2 days to set up. This is really, other than changing the collets, the setup time is the same as a single spindle machine.
Brilliant. Easy to use, easy to set up, but it's a multitasking machine. I don't know how Tornos quite do it, but you need to get in touch with David Dunn from Premier Machine Tools to check them out in the UK and Ireland.